Hey, what's going on? This is Sports Truth, and I'm your host, Jordan Harris. Today, we're talking about a quarterback that might be coming available. It looks like this quarterback probably will be coming available here really soon. So basically, what we'll do is I'll read off some of this quarterback's accolades, some of his accomplishments, and then we will, I guess you can play the guess along game where you are, and maybe you can guess who this quarterback is. I think he would be an excellent fit for the Hurricanes, even though I think Ja'Cory Brown would do a pretty good job starting this coming season. I think it would benefit Ja'Cory Brown and Emory Williams to sit one more year on the bench under an established quarterback, and that's part of why our coaching staff was out looking for an established quarterback who's got experience, who played against tough competition, maybe in the SEC or the Big Ten. So that's why we were looking for a quarterback in the first place, and it seems like this quarterback would basically check every box. So let me read off some of the accomplishments real quick. So this quarterback played 4 seasons at his college that he transferred from, played in 43 games, made 40 starts, set a total of 29 single game, season, and career school records at this said school. Finished his time at the program as the all-time leader with 12,315 passing yards and 94 touchdowns, which is crazy. Set the conference records for single season and career completions. Only quarterback in this conference to ever reach 1,000 career completions. 94 career touchdown passes, which ranks fourth in this conference history, while his career yardage is number 2 in the conference history. 4,739 passing yards in 2021, rank as the third best in this conference's history. I mean, he's got a whole bunch of records, a whole bunch of them. I'll continue going for just a little while longer. Also owns school records for career 300-yard passing games with 19 and 200-yard passing games with 29. So he holds the records for both of that. And then as well as the top 2 single-season touchdown passing totals. So he had 36 touchdowns in 2021 and then 35 touchdowns in 2022. So I'll stop there. But obviously this quarterback has crazy accomplishments, has records all over the place. I'll give you another hint on who this quarterback is. He played in the SEC, so all of these records that he has, these are SEC records. I'll go even a little bit further. So this quarterback played at Mississippi State. So can you guess who this quarterback might be? Maybe so, maybe not. Well, there you go. There's your answer. I'm talking about Will Rogers. I don't know, a whole lot of y'all saying like, what? We had a chance to recruit Will Rogers and we didn't get him. We didn't try to get him. We were focused on Cam Ward. He ended up going to Washington. You're like, what the heck is Jordan wasting my time for with this video? Well, just give me a second here. Let me explain this. If you watched my previous video, you might have seen that I was talking about coaching domino rally, or we can call it the coaching ripple effect. Whenever there's a coaching vacancy, when that coach leaves, like Nick Saban left, and then when Nick Saban leaves, the players who play for Alabama, they have 30 days to enter the transfer portal. They get a brand new 30 days from when their coach left to enter the transfer portal. Okay? So that's the first opportunity for players to leave. But then why it's called a ripple effect or a domino rally is because you got to think that Alabama's going to hire a big name coach to take over for Nick Saban, right? So when you look out there and you say, well, who are they going to hire? They were looking at Oregon. They were looking at all these different coaches. Well, they ended up getting Washington's head coach. So since Washington's head coach leaves, he obviously leaves a vacancy. So what does that mean? Every player that plays for Washington, they now get 30 days to jump into the transfer portal. And when you look at Will Rogers, he has 1 year left of eligibility, which is something that the Hurricanes were looking for in the first place. They want somebody with a bunch of experience, somebody who has accolades like this dude has. So Will Rogers basically, he does check every box that we're looking for. He's not going to be the mobile quarterback that some people were hoping for, but the dude can throw the ball all over the field. Um, so yeah, that's that. But since Will Rogers went to Washington, I'm thinking that he was going there because DeBoer was there because he saw what he did with. Um, why am I drawing a blank on Washington quarterback's name? Michael Penix Jr. So Will Rogers saw how Penix left Indiana, went to Washington, and all of a sudden put crazy numbers up. So Washington looks like a really good location for quarterbacks to go, right? Well, when that coach left, that you were actually going there to play for, you probably wouldn't want to stick around, right? You'd probably want to go ahead and open your options back up again, which is what I'm thinking he will end up doing. Um, and then also, um, I don't see him following DeBoer to Alabama because it looks like Alabama's quarterback is going to stay. He's going to stick around. So with Jalen Milroe sticking around, Will Rogers wouldn't follow him to Alabama because, I mean, he's not going to play. He only has one more year left to play. So I do think, I know a lot of people say that Mario is a quarterback killer and all. I hear you. I hear you. But I do think this would be an excellent opportunity for Will Rogers because Miami is going to have weapons all over the field. You saw the wide receiver crew that just came in. Even though they're young, I think a couple of them will play this year. And also we're returning some receivers. Hopefully we can get the tight ends involved this coming year, which would be excellent. Um, yeah. So that's my thought on that. And then the offensive line at Miami is going to be excellent too. So it makes sense on a lot of different levels. He would also have the opportunity to win because not only would he have a good offense, but he's also going to have a pretty good defense to play along with too. So you got to respect that. But yeah, Will Rogers, Mississippi State quarterback, 6'2", 215 pounds. Here's some numbers for 2022 because 2023 he didn't play a whole lot. He got injured, didn't play a whole lot. But he threw 415 completions. He threw 610 attempts, so 68%, which is really good. He's almost at 70%, which is really good. Then he threw for almost 4,000 yards in one season, which is crazy. And then you look at his touchdown to interception ratio, 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Y'all have probably heard me say many times that you want to have a 3-to-1 ratio. Well, if he had one less interception, that would be a 5-to-1. I'm just doing these numbers off the top of my head. That would be a 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is off the charts good. So not only is Will Rogers somebody who has excellent numbers, but like to me, I feel like this is something that the Hurricanes got to jump on because we had an opportunity once before. And this would be a second chance to land a quarterback. And I do think, well, second chance to land this quarterback. So the fact that we struck out with all the ones that we did because we were so focused on Cam Ward, this got to be a sign from God saying, here's the guy you should have been focused on the whole time. Like, hopefully they look at it that way. But yeah, man, those are my thoughts on this whole thing. I think he would be an excellent fit for the Hurricanes. He's got the experience. He's got the numbers. He's got the accolades. And he would be the perfect quarterback for them to learn under. So I think we got to click this button and act right now, man. We got to. And then if you're wondering about the pecking order, what I think it would look like if he did join the quarterback room, I think Will Rogers would automatically be the front runner. As much as I like Ja'Carri Brown, as much as I like the progression that I saw from a couple of years ago when like to me, like y'all heard me, maybe some of y'all heard me talking about what I thought when they were making a decision between Brown and Williams. I was saying give it to Williams because Brown looked lost last year. I kept saying he looked lost. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He was lost. What I saw from him in the bowl game was like it was just one game, but it was a drastic improvement as far as I'm concerned. So even though Ja'Carri Brown made that drastic improvement from where I'm sitting, and then the fact that I love how loyal he is and how loyal he was to play in the bowl game when he didn't have to, and then also come back to the Hurricanes and compete for a position. As much as I love all of that, and as much as I want to see him succeed as QB1 at Miami, I do think that Ja'Carri Brown would be quarterback 2 behind Will Rogers. I think quarterback 3 would end up being Emory Williams, and then I think our new transfer, RPB, would be QB4. That's my thoughts on that. So, curious to know what y'all's thoughts are. Do you think Will Rogers is somebody that will come available here real soon? If so, would you be interested in Will Rogers? If so, please let me know why. If not, also let me know why. Then I'd like to know if Will Rogers did jump onto Miami's team, what order do you see our 4 quarterbacks? That would be Will Rogers, that would be Ja'Cory Brown, Emory Williams, and I'm just going to call him RPB. So what order do you put those 4 in? I'm curious to know about that too. All right, so please do like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to say that again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. I reached out to YouTube the other day because I was a little irritated with our impressions, which means how often they show our videos or how often they put our thumbnails in front of people so they can click on it. So I was a little irritated because our impressions was so low randomly. And they said because people weren't liking the video and they weren't subscribing at a quick enough pace. So you actually can. So that's proof you actually can help me out. So yeah, you watching this, you can help. I appreciate that. All right. So you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you. God bless. Take care. Peace.